It's um an episode. Okay, I
Not a
don't hate
fan?
it, and I like the episode. I think it's still good because it still does its Avatar things.
Hmm.
I would classify this not in a bad way as filler, but I don't. I know that word is triggering to a lot of people. They're like, "Oh, it's not filler." I just a lot of
A
forward
little bit it is, kind of.
motion, a little bit, just a little
I
bit
mean,
there.
it's literally,
This is the most fillery it gets in Avatar
I
realm.
feel like the map journey is a perfect comparison point where it's just a little sidestep. Like
It's just a sidestep, exactly.
we don't really
We
get a
still get this
lot.
is it's a good episode to dig out a lot of relationships, which I really like, and a
Hmm.
lot of character. We really get more on Sokka. We never Sokka's always the bumbling idiot, so this is a really cool episode to see him as the voice of reason and
Yeah, him being really
the
smart
only
here,
one who's
actually.
smart. Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought
it's
that's
good.
very interesting.
Yeah,
I
all of
do
his
love the characters in this. I do love the
mhm.
fortune teller. I think she's great.
The whole village is super interesting.
The whole
Honestly,
village is fun.
lots of cool people. We didn't mention it last week, but another episode directed by Dave Filoni, who, uh, if you are familiar with him, listeners, most people will probably be familiar with him because he's
Mhm.
big in Star Wars now, which is what a career trajectory that he had. But
What a career trajectory.
but yeah, that's interesting. I think it's really cool that the last episode and this one were both him. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, so this episode starts with the gang being camped out on a beach. We get this fish who is really like not overly designed, but like they give this fish a lot of detail. Like there's
They
like
do.
a
You're
like a
right.
2 second shot that lingers on him, and I'm like, man, that's like someone put in work there on those couple frames. Like
I
he's
didn't
got
think
a
about that.
whole
You're right.
he's got a whole personality, and like he looks like an old man fish kind of. Like there's a lot going on there, which is interesting.
He has
um
like a
so
smirk.
yeah, so we
He's
have
like,
again, Sokka's like, I'm gonna get this fish. And he's like, hey, where's the fishing line? And we see that Aang has made it into a woven necklace for Katara because bro is simping hard. It's I love his correction where he's like, I'm forgetting now what Sokka says, but he's like, no,
oh,
not
he's like, now it's
whatever.
all knotted up. And he's like, it's not knots, it's
It's
woven.
woven. Like, get him, Aang. Tell,
Period. Call it out.
tell him what's up. Um, so Asaka's like, hey, maybe you should go into the jewelry business instead of saving the world. And I love Aang being like, I can do both, actually.
I do love that. He's like, you know what? I'll do both.
um, so we get
Feminist.
Katara being like, oh, this is so sweet. And Asaka saying that Aang is in love and is teasing him. And then Katara's like, no, he's just a sweet friend, just like Momo. And Aang is all like dejected, which is so funny.
She friend
Um,
zones him so hard there. It's so
yeah,
sad.
just does not realize at all. And I love which we'll get to it, but her like revelation at the end of the episode where she's like, oh shit.
Yeah, I love that. Like, and I too love that this episode really solidifies that Katara doesn't feel this way about Aang until the end of this episode.
Yeah,
This is
which
like,
it's funny
she's
that
like, that's my friend.
she's not at all conscious of feeling that way because she definitely like does a little bit. I mean, because we have the jealousy way back with the Kyoshi warriors,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? Where like she's obviously jealous of the attention that
Hmm.
he's getting from them and not giving her. But it's not
Hmm.
really a conscious, like, that's why I'm jealous thing. And
Yeah.
like by the end of this though, she's like, wait a second. Like maybe
Maybe.
maybe
Oh.
interesting.
That's why.
So we get that, and then we get a platypus bear attacking someone, which
Mhm.
what a combination. First of all, like that
Just a
gnarly.
bear with a platypus bill. I love it.
It's so cool. So we get that, and this random guy is just like super calm and dodging him. And I love Appa screaming at the bear, and it makes the bear lay an egg. Like
Yes, that's so
that's such
funny.
it's such a good bit. Like
Good
it's
bit.
so funny. And the
I
bear,
also I forgot that platypuses lay eggs. That like really shook me. I was like, whoa, what?
oh yeah, I didn't even think about that, but yeah, that tracks. It makes sense there. I
And I was
just
like, oh,
I literally just like took it in stride. I was like, oh, great bit. Like he laid an egg instead of, like but
like
yeah, that's
pooping.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he screams away, scream or he runs away after Appa screams. Um You get the random guy saying that Aunt Wu. I love when he says
This
Aunt Wu, and they go Aunt
on
who, and he goes
who?
no
Not
Aunt Wu.
who. Woo!
Such a stupid bit,
But
but
it's so
it's so
good.
good. It's so funny.
It's like
Like
all the comedy in this show. I'm like, it's overused, but it's classic. You
it's
can't.
so good.
It's like dad jokes.
They nailed the slapstick humor like so well. And this episode
They
especially has
did.
like a ton of it because you get a bunch of characters
Yes.
that are just like oblivious and the most like just straightforward, like dry, and it's just so
Dry humor.
funny.
It's so good.
It's
There is a lot of great
incredible.
humor in this episode that I do love. And I think I wrote
Yeah.
down a lot of notes too while watching this episode where I was like, another great bit.
Yeah. It's
Just
just they like
classic.
consistently it's hilarious. I was laughing a lot.
Like it's
Um
genuinely funny.
yeah. So we say that he was not worried because Aunt Wu predicted that he'd have a safe journey, so that's why he was
Mhm.
super chill. And Sokka's like, "You didn't have a safe journey. You were almost killed." And he's like, "Yeah, but I wasn't, so it was safe."
So
It's like,
safe. And that's
and
so like, he did get you there. Like,
I love how much that kind of thought process like recurs throughout this episode of
yeah.
like being like, oh well, like this is how it ended up going, so like she was right, and it's like, well, but
But
no,
it
like that's
didn't,
not
but no. Yeah, that's
like
not how it works.
that's not like that's not causation, and like how like there's no correlation here. Like it just, dude, if we wanted to shut up, you would have died. Like,
Yeah.
um, but so we get that. We have Katara wanting to see Aunt Wu, so we get there. Also, him handing them an umbrella
Oh yeah, and
and
he's like,
being
they told me to bring this on my journey
like,
to give to
if I came
travelers.
across anyone, yeah, to
Mhm.
hand them this. I love the animation of Aang ripping open the umbrella, where like his arms are just moving super quickly, and like the umbrella just like stays in the air while he's like unwrapping it. It's wild. Like he's just
I
like
didn't notice
it's
that. I
like the
had to look
umbrella's
back
like
at that.
levitating essentially because like both of his arms are being animated to just like super quickly like rip the packaging apart to like get to it. It's really funny. It's just a cool
Oh, I
visual
gotta look
like
back at that. I didn't notice that.
thing. So he gets it, and then Sokka's like, it was cloudy all day, so of course she predicted that it was like gonna
It was
rain.
gonna
And then
rain,
he's like,
yeah.
here, I'll make a prediction now. It's gonna keep drizzling, and then of course it immediately
And
like
then it
stops.
stops.
Again, just like
It's
consistently
so
good,
good.
just dumb humor. Like it's great. Um, so we get that. We get them traveling to the village that's below this mountain, which also this is just a gorgeous
Oh,
setting.
it's
Like
so
I
pretty. I
really
said it
love.
looks like Mount Fuji. It looks
Mhm,
very reminiscent of that.
it
And
does.
it
It
is
looks
so
great.
pretty.
It's also, I was super impressed like the establishing shot that starts at like the top of the mountain and like pans all the way down so you see the village and like the road in front too. Like they do such a good
Mm,
job of like showing the dimension, like the depth and the height
yeah.
and like all of that. And I'm like, this is a flat image, how are you like
How are you doing this?
it's just really impressive. Like I was like, man, good
And be
job
like, oh,
guys.
like I could see myself living in this. Like, yeah.
Yeah. So it's really cool. I love when they get there and the guy outside of Aunt Lou's shop is like, Aunt Lou is expecting you. And I'm like, he just definitely says that to literally every single
To
person that walks
everyone.
by.
Yeah.
Like there's no way that that's just not his, like, Aunt Lou is
His
expecting you.
job.
And
Also,
they're like,
he's
oh.
so we never see that guy again. He's just
He's
he looks
beside
like
her when she's giving the cloud reading stuff, but that's it.
oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see him
He,
there. Because
yeah,
he
he
looks
like,
like who's Aang's first firebender teacher?
oh, the,
White haired guy. He kind of
mhm,
looks like him, doesn't he?
a little bit. He's got
Or
the same,
is that not?
the way that his robes are done, like are worn is like the same style. They're different colors though. I think 'cause
Okay.
he's wearing a black robe, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Which I did note because not a lot of people are just straight
Are
up wearing
wearing
black
black
in this
robes or
show.
have white hair.
Yeah.
Like so I
Um
thought he was an odd side character.
he's cool. Like yeah,
Doesn't
he's
come
like
back.
what is his deal? Because he just
Yeah.
like is out there
He's
and then
different.
he's like her assistant essentially.
Hmm.
Um So they get welcomed in. We get Meng, the assistant, or
Hmm.
another assistant. She's got like four assistants, I guess. Because like there's
Yeah.
her, and then I forget the other girl's name too. The older girl that
There's another one.
Meng
Yeah.
is like friends with, and is like they like are doing the girl gossip jokes about falling in love
The
and
girl
stuff.
gossip jokes. Yeah.
Hey, that's what they're doing.
Nice.
um, so they get in and they get welcomed in. Which, fun facts, I guess we can bring up now. Meng is
Oh
voiced by
yeah.
the same voice actress as Toph, Michaela Jill Murphy. I
Mhm.
believe I'm saying that
Yeah,
right.
Michaela Jill Murphy. Yeah,
But yeah, which is
that's
super
so
cool.
cool.
And like
Like
you
I
can
feel like this
definitely
was
hear
her audition. Yeah.
you can definitely hear it if you're like if you know and are like trying to you're like, oh yeah, I
Yeah.
can see that.
Hey, Aspect listener, enjoying the show?
Then be sure to subscribe here on The Aspect so you never miss an episode.
And check out more episodes and clips on our playlist here.
Thanks so much for watching, and
Lameo Hotman.